Hey everyone, hope you're okay. Right, so I'm just going to go straight into it. So here you go. Welcome to what will be a webinar, How to Achieve Emotional Freedom. My name's Lisa Arterton and I'm a fully qualified, fully insured and fully registered hypnotherapist, and my motto is helping people to live their lives happy. So in this webinar, which will be a webinar, my promise to you is to show you what being emotionally free actually means, to teach you about how your thinking directly interferes with your own body's system, show you how you can live your life emotionally free and what that truly looks like, to empower you to attain this high quality of life skill to handle stress easily. So, what does it mean to be emotionally free? It's the ability to be able to process your emotions. It's being able to keep your center without absorbing the negativity of others. It's having complete inner peace of mind. It's being able to cultivate positive emotion. It's about not falling a victim to and being controlled and governed by your emotions. Emotional freedom offers the answer to reclaiming your happiness and your heart. So let me just ask you a question. How long do you think you could hold onto this glass for? With your arm stretched out like it is in this picture, do you think you could hold it for 1 minute? I think I could hold it for 1 minute. What about 1 hour? What about 1 week? Perhaps 1 year? Can you imagine how much damage would be caused in your hand, arm, shoulder, etc. should you hold on to this glass for 1 year? Now, this glass represents what we do with our emotions. We're holding on to them because we don't know how to process them. And emotional stress will harm you. The mind, which is essentially just your brain, sends signals to your body to act and react for the purposes of your survival. Our bodies are not separate systems to that of our minds, which is our brains. Continual negative thinking, thought processes, and emotions will, and they do, disrupt your body. And that's because they set off a signal to your body to release your fight or flight response, which is the release of the hormones cortisol and adrenaline. So just as an example, say, an easily identifiable example of the worry loop, or as I like to call it, where we catastrophize events within our minds. So say you're having a busy morning, perhaps you got up late, or perhaps you were even a little bit late dropping the children off, and then you think, oh, I'm going to be late dropping the children off. Now I'm going to be late for work because I'm going to hit all the traffic. My boss is going to be angry at me. It's going to affect that promotion I've been working towards. I'll have to work through my lunch. I'm just no good at this. It's going to be a rubbish day. I've got to do so much. This is going to put me so behind. Now, true or false, thinking those kinds of thoughts when in that situation will send signals from your brain that will make your body react and release cortisol and adrenaline hormones ready to fight or flight. What do you think? Do you even realize that that's even possible? And did you know that statistically, 97% of what we worry about never actually happens? So if you think back to the previous worry loop slide, that lady in the picture, she doesn't know that she will hit traffic at that point, or that her boss will be angry at her, or that it will affect any chance of that promotion, or that she will even have a rubbish day. The lady in the picture is the only one who's telling herself that. And statistically, 97% of all that worry won't actually even happen. So what a waste of energy and headspace. And what happens is our body thinks it's in that situation. Our brain does not know the difference between what's real in our thoughts and what's not. So our brain will react accordingly, thinking that it's real, and will release cortisol and adrenaline into our body. And this is what cortisol and adrenaline do to your body. So cortisol, this hormone is released during times of stress, increasing your heart rate, your blood pressure, your blood sugars, respiration and muscle tension in response. It also temporarily shuts down the body's systems that aren't needed in the face of crisis, such as your digestion and your reproductive system and even your immune system. Adrenaline, the fight or flight hormone, allows you to battle a danger head-on or escape to safety. Persistently high levels of adrenaline, though, from chronic stress increases your risk for anxiety, depression, heart disease, and even weight gain. Our society is in the midst of an emotional meltdown. We're in a pressure cooker society being pushed to our emotional limits. And we are the result of generation after generation of not knowing how to process our emotions. Depression, anxiety, and stress-related dis-eases are at an all-time high. And our children are also suffering. So how do you become emotionally free? Let go of negative emotions that do not serve you. Relax your mind. Cultivate positive emotions. Love yourself. Have empathy for others, but do not allow yourself to absorb their emotional pain. Get to grips with your negative thoughts. So just looking at this case study, Annie contacted me originally in the summer, and her message read, I've been through a very difficult divorce and child custody battle over the last 5 years. My ex is still using our son to hurt me, and I can't see it ending even when he's grown up. Up until now, I've just got on with everything, but I just seem to have reached the end of the road and feel like giving up. I'm either really sad or really angry all the time, and I don't enjoy anything anymore. I really want to be me again, and I don't want to take any pills from the doctors. I have been using St. John's wort, but it's just not enough to get me out of this place I've found myself in. So what we did, we got Annie's armour on. We worked on Annie's feelings of helplessness via therapy work surrounding her negative self-talk and keeping herself in the present moment. We set to work quickly to release all the unprocessed emotions she'd been holding onto, such as the anger, frustration, sadness. We worked to remove any subconscious blocks that had previously been holding Annie back regards to change. And we built a metaphorical coat of armour around Annie. What we did was self-esteem work, and self-esteem is your own self-worth. Having little or no self-esteem is like having a computer without a firewall. What's a firewall? Well, it's your protective barrier between you and the rest of the computers you are connected to. Without one, a computer makes for an easy, identifiable target for manipulation, and it will slow down and eventually break. Well, so too will anyone without rocking self-esteem. And as a result, upon working on these areas in just a short space of time, and I'm literally talking a matter of weeks, Annie said she felt lighter, happier, and stronger. People at work who didn't even know Annie had been having hypnotherapy commented on a change in Annie's mindset. And Annie herself commented to me that she found herself just smiling for no apparent reason. She just felt lighter as a result. And as a result of this, Annie was able to move forward a strong, confident, self-assured woman who had renewed vigor and self-belief to do what she needed to do for her son and moving forward in her life. So being emotionally free is the ability to be able to have a harmonious and loving relationship with ourselves. Let's be the generation that makes the change, that relearns what we've all unlearned, The generation that finally starts to repass down to our children this vital life skill to ensure our children's future mental well-being as well as their children. Now, just looking at this other case study, Clarissa came to me after previously being told by a therapist via the NHS that because she saw no future, she couldn't be helped. Clarissa said she no longer wanted to live because she was so tired of being tired from her ME and so tired of being in pain all the time from her rheumatoid arthritis. Well, Clarissa is no longer defined by the limitations and labels of others. After being told as a young girl it was her fault why her parents had separated and divorced, Clarissa had been holding on to guilt for many, many years. But not only had she been holding on to it, she'd also been adding to it. And this was making her body tired and worn out. So we set to work quickly to begin to release the guilt and a range of other important emotions too. We also worked on the labels Claire had been given by others, empowering Clarissa to not allow herself to be defined by not only labels and actions of others at deep subconscious levels, but also at conscious levels too. And now Clarissa knows how loving herself is crucial to her own physical wellness. Now, we are only partway through our work together, but I've chosen to feature Clarissa's story, not just because, of course, I'm extremely proud of her, but also because in our last session, when I asked Clarissa, how has your rheumatoid arthritis and ME symptoms been this week? With a huge, beautiful smile that literally lit up the room, Clarissa responded with so much better. Now, Clarissa's story perfectly demonstrates the power our thoughts have over our bodily functions and how damaging that can be. It also highlights how even when we think we have no power over things that are happening to our health, how we absolutely 100% do. This effect is a domino effect just by shifting, processing, and releasing an emotion within Clarissa's body shows the power of this work and how it can have a powerful ripple effect in every single area of your life. So give yourself permission to learn to process your emotions. Get back to feeling like yourself again. Stop people pleasing. Get yourself the tools needed for life, for coping and processing uncomfortable emotions, and learn how to teach your children or perhaps grandchildren how to do the same. Stop wasting your headspace and absorbing your energy by constantly berating yourself in negative self-talk, and let go of long-standing painful emotion. Move forward in your life with a firewall in place, that is, work on your self-esteem. Do not allow the fears from your past to continue to affect your future. Learn to love yourself and focus on healing from the inside out. So, how can you access my help? Well, you can join our private free Facebook group. You can search it out and it's called the Emotional Freedom Movement. Send me a request and of course I'll accept for you to join. You can also work online with me via one-to-one therapy. You can also work in online with group therapy, and I've got the next one which is being launched on the 7th of October, and it's called 21 Days to Your Emotional Freedom. This is just small group therapy. There's only 5 spaces on this group therapy, and we'll be focusing on negative self-talk, the release of emotions, as well as some self-esteem work, all delivered online via hypnotherapy and coaching sessions, along with daily short videos covering as much as possible what we would cover in extensive therapy. You can also work face-to-face with one-to-one therapy with me. You can like my business Facebook or Instagram page at Free You Hypnotherapy, where I put as much information as I possibly can to help as many people as I possibly can. I've also got a website, freeyouhypnotherapy.co.uk. I've got articles on there that you can go and learn from, and things that might resonate with you. Or you can follow me on LinkedIn and Facebook. Just search me out for my name, Lisa Arterton. So I invite you to contact me and we can discuss the right therapy pathway for you. Here's my phone number. Just send me a message or even call me. You can email me, freeyouhypnotherapy@gmail.com. You could use the contact page on my website, freeyouhypnotherapy.co.uk. Or you can contact me via my business Facebook or Instagram page @freeyouhypnotherapy. Or message me via LinkedIn. Obviously, I'm on there as Lisa Arterton. So remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. So what is it that you are thinking? If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below or direct message me and I'll get back to you. Lots of love, everyone, and good night.